Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Now I got okay. Before you were not listening me.
मैले
सुनिएन अघि मैले बोलेको
सुनेको छु म्याम म यहाँ अनम्युट गर्छु
मैले चाहिँ त्यता केही नसुनेर नो म्याटर ओके So we are continuing. My mother never worked. हैन?
यस म्याम
Yes. So let's see. I think we are in page 116. Is it?
यस म्याम
115 last paragraph. कता हो हामी आज?
115 लास्ट प्याराग्राफ हो
Last paragraph होला. Okay. So and in the next year त्यसको वर्ष before अघिल्लो वर्ष के भयो the paid animals at home got cholera and they died. So and in the next year the drought hit. खडेरी पर्यो drought hit. My mother and father trudged means they walked. T-R-U-D-G-E-D trudged means to walk. My father and mother trudged from the well to the chickens, the well to the calf pasture, the well to the barn, and from the well to the garden. See how much they have done the work. My father and my mother trudged from the well to the chickens. हो चिकनसँग काल and to the garden. जेलाई पानी हाल्नु पर्दा पनि चिकनलाई पानी भरमा भएको पेट एनिमललाई खुवाउँदा everything they need to go to well and bring from there. कति दुःख भयो होला. So the sun came out hot and bright endlessly day after day. दिनकै यति चर्को घाम लाग्थ्यो. The crops shriveled and died. Drought ले गर्दा त्यो घामले गर्दा सबै अन्नबालीहरू मरे. They harvest half the corn and ground stalks and all and fed it to the cattle as fodder. Oh, fed it to the cattle as fodder. अन्नबाली त केही उब्जेन त्यो जे थियो लाइक स्ट्र पराल हैन त्यस्तै ल्याएर they gave it to the paid animals at home. With a price at 4 cents a bushels for the harvested crops, they couldn't afford to halt it into town. 54 cents 50 कमाइले गर्दा शहरमा बस्न फेरि गाह्रो भयो. They burned it in the furnace for fuel that winter. र आगो बाल्नको लागि बाँकी ती बिरुवाहरू they burned it. In 1934, in February, when the dust was still so thick in the Minnesota air that my parents couldn't always see from the house to the barn, their fifth child, a fourth daughter, was born. 1934 मा मेरो आमाले चौथो सन्तानको रूपमा एउटा छोरीको जन्मदिन. My father hunted rabbits daily. And my mother stewed them, fried them. बाबा खरायो मारेर ल्याउनुहुन्थ्यो मम्मी त्यसलाई फ्राइड गर्नुहुन्थ्यो and canned them. She stewed it, fried it, canned it and wished out loud that she could taste a hamburger once more. फेरि एकपटकको भोक मर्थ्यो. In the fall the shotgun brought fairy chickens, ducks, pigeons and grouse. यी सबै birdsहरू हुन्. My mother plucked each bird carefully, reserving the breast feather for pillow. These birds' feather my mother used to take out and make pillow from it. ती चराका प्वाख निकालेर तकिया बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो मेरो आमा. In the winter, she sewed night after night, endlessly begging cast of clothing from relatives, ripping apart coats, dressed blouses and trousers to remake them to fit her poor daughter and so on. रातभरि जाडो महिनाको रातभरि मेरो आमा कपडा बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो, सिलाउनुहुन्थ्यो, पुरानालाई सिलाउनुहुन्थ्यो, ठुलोलाई सानो बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो, सानोलाई ठुलो बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो, so that her children would fit with those clothes. Every morning and every evening, हरेक दिन हरेक साँझ, every morning and every evening, she milk cows, गाई दुनुहुन्थ्यो, feed pigs and calves, cared for chickens, picked eggs, cooked meals, washed dishes, scrubbed floors, tended and loved her children. In the spring, she planted a garden once more, dragging piles of water to nourish and sustain the vegetable for the family. So every day, my mother, she don't used to say it's summer and it's winter, it's a day and it's night, it's hot and it's cold. Nothing would affect my mother and her daily life. Every morning she used to milk the cow, she used to feed the pigs and cows over there, she used to care the chickens, she used to pick up eggs, cook a meal. Now, each and every work, what household works she need to do, she used to do. And she used to take care of her children too. In the spring, she planted a garden once more. Spring season मा फेरि एकपटक आफ्नो करेसाबारी garden she used to plant it once again, dragging piles of water to nourish and sustain the vegetables for the family. आफ्नो परिवारलाई हैन खाना पुर्याउनको लागि तरकारी लगाउनुहुन्थ्यो and she used to do that to gardening. In 1936, she lost a baby in her 6th month. 1936 मा मेरो आमाको 6 महिनाको एउटा सन्तान फेरि गयो, खेर गयो. In 1937, her 5th daughter was born. पाँचौं सन्तानको रूपमा छोरीको जन्म भयो. She was 42 years old when she gave birth to her 5th daughter. In 1939, a second son. फेरि 1939 मा उहाँले दोस्रो छोरा जन्म पहिला छोरा जन्मिएको थियो अनि अहिले पनि छोरा जन्मियो. In 1941, her 8th child as a third son. आठौं सन्तानको रूपमा उहाँले तेस्रो छोरालाई जन्म दिनुभयो. But the war had come and prosperity of a sort. The herd of cattle had grown to 30 heads. उहाँले घरमा पालेका जनावरहरू 30 वटा भइसकेका थिए. Means they were increasing. She still milked morning and evening. उहाँको दैनिकी पहिला जस्तो थियो त्यतिखेर पनि त्यस्तै. She used to milk and morning and evening. Her garden was more than a half acre. The rains had come and by now the rural electricity administration and indoor plumbing अब धेरै व्यवस्थित भइसक्यो. Yes, her half-acre land has irrigation system and it has plumbing system too. Still she sewed. अझै पनि मेरो आमा लुगा सिलाउनुहुन्छ. She sewed dresses and jackets for the children, house dresses and apron for herself, weekly packing of jeans, overall and denim shirts. She still made pillow using feathers she had plucked and quilts every year. हरेक वर्ष ती चराहरूको प्वाख झिकेर अझै पनि बनाउनुहुन्छ तकिया. She still used to do her daily work as she was in her young age. उमेरमा जस्तै अहिले गर्नुहुन्छ, दुःख पाएको गरिब जस्तै अहिले गर्नुहुन्छ. Now she is more economically rich as compared to before, but no any changes has occurred on her and her daily life. So she still made pillows using feathers she had plucked and quilts every year. Intricate patterns as well as patchwork stitched as well as tied, all necessary bedding for her family. परिवारलाई चाहिने each and everything she used to do herself. Every scrap of clothes too small to be used in quilts was carefully saved. हरेक टुक्रालाई उहाँले जोगाएर राख्नुहुन्थ्यो and painstakingly sewed together in strips to make a rocks blanket बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो. She still went out in the field to help with the haying whenever there was a threat of rain. She still goes out. खेतमा जानुहुन्थ्यो when there was threat of rain, पानी पर्दा पनि, because she is a farmer. 1959, my mother's last child graduated from high school. 1959 मा मेरो आमाको अन्तिम 8औं सन्तान जो चाहिँ तेस्रो छोराको रूपमा थियो, he also has completed his high school, means children are grown up. बच्चा ठुला भए. And when the children grows up, obviously parents searches their dependency, but she didn't. तर उहाँले गर्नु भएन. A year later, the cows were sold. एक वर्ष पछाडि गाई चाहिँ बेचियो. She still raised chickens and dogs, plucked feathers, made pillows, baked her own bread, and every year made a new quilt. Now for a married child or for a grandchild. पहिला हामीलाई बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो, अब विवाह भइसकेका छोरा बुहारीहरूलाई बनाउनुहुन्छ र उहाँका नाति नातिनाहरूलाई बनाउनुहुन्छ. Same what she used to do in her early days. And her garden, that hope undying symbol of substance, was as large and cared for as in all the years before. अघि अरू वर्षमा भए जस्तै उहाँको गार्डन त्यस्तै छ, means she has updated it. The caning and now freezing continued. 1969 on a June afternoon. 1969 को जुन महिनाको दिउँसोतिरको कुरा हो. Mother and father started out for town. सहर जाने कुरा गर्नुभयो. My father and mother, so that she could buy sugar to make rhubarb jam for her daughter who lived in Texas. उहाँको एउटा छोरी जो टेक्ससमा हुनुहुन्छ, उनलाई चाहिँ जाम बनाएर पठाउनु पर्यो भनेर चिनी किन्न जाने उहाँको व्यवस्था भयो. In the afternoon of June, month of June in 1969, the car crashed into a ditch. त्यही बेलामा आमाको एक्सिडेन्ट भयो. उहाँ चढेको कार खाल्डोमा पर्यो. She was paralyzed from the waist down. कम्मर भन्दा मुनि उहाँको केही नचल्ने भयो. In 1970, her husband, my father, died. मेरो बाबाको मृत्यु भयो. My mother struggled to regain some competence and dignity and order in her life, but she struggled in her life as before. At the Rehabilitation Institute, where they gave her physical therapy and trained her to live usefully in a wheelchair, the therapist told me, उहाँलाई व्हीलचेयरमा बस्नलाई सिकाइयो. She started sitting in wheelchair, and therapist told me, therapistले हाम्रो राइटरलाई के भन्यो भने, she had 15 push-ups today. 15 पटक पुसअप गर्नुभयो उहाँले. It's a great matter. Who is a paralyzed woman? She has also 75 years old. She is also 75 years old. I have never known a woman so strong. यति बलियो त मैले देखेकै छैन. Doctor said. Means she was slowly and gradually getting increased and improvement in her health too. उहाँको प्यारालाइसिस जुन थियो, मलाई प्यारालाइसिस भयो भनेर बस्देको भए त्यस्तो हुँदैन थियो. What she is saying, त्यही भन्न खोजेको. But she did not fail in her life. She tried and she got success over here to do setup. From her wheelchair, she canned pickles. उहाँ व्हीलचेयरमा बस्दा पनि अचार बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो. Baked bread, हैन, रोटी बनाउनुहुन्थ्यो. Iron clothes, wrote dozens of letters weekly to her friends and her half dozen or more kids. उहाँका आधा दर्जन भन्दा धेरै सन्तानलाई र उहाँको फ्रेन्डलाई उहाँ चिठी लेख्नुहुन्थ्यो. And made 3 patchwork house coats and 1 quilt. उहाँले त्यतिखेर पनि हाउस कोटहरू, घरमा लगाउने कोटहरू र क्विल्ट बनाउनु भयो. She made balls and balls of carpet rags. Carpet बनाउनलाई गोलो धागोको गोलो हुन्छ नि हो त्यो धेरै बलहरू बनाउनु भयो. Enough for 5 rugs. 5 वटा ब्ल्याङ्केट बनाउन पुग्थ्यो. And kept all her love letters. I think I have found your mother's record. Martha Ruth Smith married to Ben F. Smith. त्यतिकैमा फोनमा भन्यो मैले तिम्रो आमाको रेकर्ड पाएँ. तिम्रो आमा मार्था रुथ स्मिथ रहेछिन्. उनले बेन एफ स्मिथ भनेको उसको बाबाको नामसँग विवाह गरेकी रहेछिन्. Now she says, yes, that's right. Well, I said that she was getting a widow pension. मैले तपाईलाई भनेकै हो विधवा भत्ता लिइरहनु भएको छ मेरो आमा. Yes, that's right. Well, your mother isn't entitled to our $255 death benefit. तर तिम्रो आमा विवाह मरिस मतलब मृत्यु पछाडि पाइने जुन हाम्रो सोशल सेक्युरिटी फन्डमा $255 पाइने थियो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ तिम्रो आमा के हो एलिजिबल पर्सन होइन. उहाँ चाहिँ त्यसमा हुनुहुन्न. नट इन्टाइटल ए छैन त्यहाँ. बट वाइ द टेलिफोन एक्सप्लेन्स पेसेन्टली. टेलिफोनको आवाज बिस्तारै आउँछ. Well, you see, तपाईं हेर्नुस् त, your mother never worked. Now, as she has explained these all the things, how can we say that her mother hasn't worked? आमाले काम गर्नु भएन भनेर कसरी भन्न सकिन्छ? Is it impossible? What she is satiring through it? It's a satire. It's a satire that whatever the woman or however the household woman in our society, in our context, हैन युरोपमा जस्तो छ हाम्रोमा पनि त्यही त हो हैन. How women are taken, कसरी लिइन्छ त, कसरी लिगियो भन्ने कुरा it is given. Now what is the thesis statement? Please try summarize the म फेरि गर्छु, डोन्ट वरी. यो लेसनको थेसिस चाहिँ के होला? यसले भन्न खोजेको मेन कुरा चाहिँ के होला? Hello, one of you try please.
His mother worked a lot, but उहाँलाई credit दिँदैन.
We don't even say, Mom, are you tired? No? तपाईँलाई थकाइ लागिरहन्छ. We say no. Okay, so please यो लेसनको चाहिँ म लेखाउँछु थेसिस स्टेटमेन्ट. अरु चाहिँ हजुरहरुले आफै लेख्न ट्राई गर्नुस् ल. म भन्छु प्लिज. इट्स बेटर इफ यु विल राइट, अदरवाइज लिसन केयरफुल्ली. लेख्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने भन्नुस् है, छुट्यो भने. I'm saying thesis statement of the lesson is women in today's society have a much louder voice. आवाज ठुलो छ महिलाहरूको वास्तवमा. किन आधा आकाश भन्दा बढी ढाक्ने त हाम्रैमा छन् नि. वुमेन्स आर मोर इन पपुलेसन हैन त. Women in today's societies have a much louder voice, meaning they have more respect and are great appreciated. Respect पनि छ, appreciate. They have more respect and are great appreciated for what they do. Great हो नि हैन वुमेन्सहरु. Smith-Eccles means who is our writer. Bonnie Smith-Eccles' essay makes a statement about how society values and appreciates women. हाम्रो समाजले चाहिँ महिलालाई कसरी हेर्छ र कसरी एप्रिसिएट गरेको छ, कसरी हेरेको छ भन्ने कुरा she explains over here. The way they work dating back to कहिले 1920s 1920 मा महिलाले कति दुःख गर्थे, कति काम गर्थे. And the condition is not changed right now. अहिले पनि चेन्ज त भएको छैन. It's alike in our context. Most things having to do with women or king or anybody for what have changed since then, but sadly something is still remains. अझै बाँकी छ all are not changed परिवर्तन. This is what Bonnie Eccles has presented in through the democracy. This is her essay. She has presented. This is the thesis statement of the sentence. महिलाहरूलाई समाजमा मानिन्छ, महिलाहरूको आवाज ठुलो पनि छ, महिलाहरूलाई धेरै मान सम्मान पुरस्कृत पनि गरिन्छ तर 1920s को समयमा जस्तो अहिले खासै परिवर्तन भएको देखिँदैन. एप्रिसिएट मात्र गरियो. उहाँहरूले गर्ने काम जीवन स्तरलाई just they are appreciated thoroughly and verbally. किन यति दुःख गर्ने आमालाई यति मेहनत सहरमा हुर्केकी बढेकीले गाउँमा विवाह गरे, that much she have learned, that much she has faced, that much she has tackled in her life. Why not किन appreciation छैन? That much she has होइन हैन उहाँ गर्नु पनि उहाँको जीवन है काम बिना कहिल्यै उहाँले खाली बसेर सक्नु भएन भन्ने. Why she is tagged as she never worked? किन उहाँलाई चाहिँ काम नगर्ने बेकामी महिलाको ट्याग लगाइयो? This is what she has presented, and this presentation of her is not the problem of Western countries. It is the great problem of Eastern countries which we are facing right now. This is a dangerous situation in our country. हाम्रो देशमा भन्ने हो भने हाम्रो सिचुएसनमा भन्ने हो भने यो अति समस्या हो. Now समराइजेसन चाहिँ अहिले नभए यसलाई हेर भोलि एउटै पिरियडमा गर्छु. अहिले चाहिँ एक्सरसाइज हेरौँ है त, हुन्छ? फेरि अहिले अलिकति बाँकी रहन्छ अनि भोलि अप्ठ्यारो हुन्छ कि मलाई. Tomorrow I'll make you clear with summarization. Got it, class? Now let's see comprehension. What kind of work did Martha Smith do while her children were growing up? List some of the chores she performed. Everything is given there. सबै त्यही बुकमा छ, हेर्नुस् आमाले यो गर्नुहुन्थ्यो भनेर. Why aren't Martha Smith survivors entitled to a death benefit when their mother dies? Martha Smithले जीवनभरि गरेको कामलाई किन डेथ बेनिफिट उनले पाउने लायक भएन? Write it. Because she was not officially joined in any type of formal office भनेर लेख्नुहोस् हजुरहरूले. How does the government define work? सरकारले कामलाई कसरी डिफाइन गर्यो? Now propose an audience. What point is the writer trying to make? उनले भन्न खोजेको हामीलाई भन्न खोजेको कुरा के हो त? Why do you suppose her thesis is never explicitly stated? किन उनको thesis statementले चाहिँ कामै गरेन? भन्न खोजेको कुरा एउटा हो तर त्यो चाहिँ रियालिटीमा छैन. This you need to write. This essay appeared in Miss Magazine and other publications whose audiences are sympathetic to feminist goals. Could it have appeared in a magazine whose audience had a more traditional view of gender role? महिला र पुरुष gender role means male and female's role भएको ठाउँमा यसलाई appear गराउन सकिन्छ कि सकिँदैन? Write it. Smith Eccles mentions relatively little about her father in this essay. उनले बाबाको चाहिँ एकदमै थोरै रोल लेखेकी छिन्. र्याबिट मारेर ल्याउने हैन, बाबाको मृत्यु भयो भनेर छ, बाबा मम्मी भएर खेत मा काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो भनेको छ, बट सी हेज फोकस्ड मोर टु हर मदर. हाउ कुड यु अकाउन्ट फर दिस? यसलाई तपाईँ कसरी व्याख्या गर्नुहुन्छ? जति मम्मीले बेहोर्नु भयो त्यति उसको बाबाले बेहोर्नु परेन, जति मदरले घरमा बेहोर्नु पर्छ त्यति फादरले बेहोर्नु पर्दैन भनेर लेख्नुहोस्. This essay was first published in 1975. Do you think it is dated? Or do you think the issue is raised are still relevant today? यो एक्सपायर भइसक्यो कि यो एसेमा भएका कुराहरू चाहिँ दे आर डेटेड ब्याक, अब यो छैन भन्ने छ कि अझै पनि यो हाम्रो समाजमा इट्स कन्टिन्युइङ, इट्स भेरी रिलिभेन्ट दिस टाइम भन्ने पनि वाट एभर एनालाइज एन्ड राइट. अब रिलिभेन्ट त टोटली रिलिभेन्ट भनेर लेख्नु. वर्किङ वुमनले पनि अहिले सुख पाएको छैन भनेर लेख्नु पर्यो के. वर्किङ वुमन टु मिन्स दोज हु गोज टु अफिस टु निड टु डु डबल लोड एट होम एन्ड अफिस, त्यसरी लेख्नुहोस्. दो वुमन्स आर engaged in different types of earning activities, but they are not rid of the household activities. Right here. Is the essay's title effective? If so, why? यो टाइटल इफेक्टिभ छ त? त्यसो भए कसरी? What alternate title can you suggest? Now, number 2, Smith Hackle could have outlined her mother's life without harming it with a telephone conversation. Telephone conversation नराखिकन आमाको कुरा राखिदिएको भए पनि she includes this frame. किन यो टेलिफोन कन्भर्सेसन पनि राखिदिएको होला उनले? To make it more effective. So, what strategies does Smith Hackle use to indicate the passing of time in her narrative? उनको narrativeमा समय बिताउनको लागि उनले कस्ता कस्ता वेहरू राखिन्? You read it. भोलिको क्लासमा नि म धेरै भन्छु. You will know from here. This narrative piles details one on top of another, almost like a list. Why does the writer include so many details? उनले किन यति धेरै डिटेल राख्दिएको होला? To make know how much her mother works. In paragraph 20 and 21, what is accomplished by the repetition of the word still? The still भन्ने word धेरैचोटि रिपिट भएको छ, यसले भन्न खोजेको के हो? So class, once try this comprehension, purpose and audience and style and structure. Try गर्नुस्. Tomorrow I will summarize it and make you more clear, and you need to complete the exercise. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Goodbye, class. Goodbye. Take care. Do the exercise. Read the essay. Bye bye.